Hello and welcome to Cavs Daily, your one-stop shop for everything Cavs related. I'm your host, Paul Williams, back with another banger for you guys today. If you could, before I get to that banger, come along for the ride. Hit that subscribe, like, comment if you feel so inclined. It is appreciated. With that out the way, let's get to the fun stuff. With the off day today, I figure we could get into the Cavs and breaking down the players and their performance so far, as we are almost 20% into the season now, 15 games strong. Cavs sit at 10-5, which is good for second place in the East right now, dropping 121 points a game, giving up 116. Diff just under 5 at 4.7. But that's all for the team stats. Let's get into some of the players and what grade we think they've earned so far throughout this first full month of the season. Starting with, to me, the easiest grade of the squad, Donovan Mitchell, played in 13 games so far, dropping just under 31 at 30.9 to go along with almost 6 assists and 5 rebounds. I mean, he's really doing a little bit of everything for the Cavs. He's averaging 1.5 steals, even getting a half a block per game. His minutes are up a little bit this season at 34 minutes per game. I think a lot of that has to do with Darius Garland's injury. But either way, shooting 51% from the field, 39 from the three-point land. Donovan Mitchell gets a for sure A, like right below A+, I guess, but I really want to give him an A+. If anyone on the team was going to get A+, it's Donovan Mitchell. So whatever, we'll dish that to Donovan and give him the A+ in this exercise. Next, we have Evan Mobley, who's played 14 games so far this season, averaging 19 points to go with 9 rebounds, 4 assists, which is up from seasons prior, over still, and just under 2 blocks per game. He's doing that in also 34 minutes. Him and Donovan are playing almost identical minutes, actually. Evan is shooting only 46.7% from the field, which he definitely needs to and will get up. He's a career 50-plus shooter, so I don't see him staying around that range for too long. He's shooting 36% from the three-point land, which is solid enough on almost 5 attempts a game. I'm going to give Evan right now a B-. I feel like he's had some good games and he's done some good things. And, I mean, if 19, 9, and 4 is a B-, that's a good thing. He's closer to just an even B when you factor in some of the defensive moments he's already had this season. But we're going to lock in a B- for Evan Mobley. Next, we have DeAndre Hunter, who's played in 12 games for the Cavs, just under 29 minutes per game, averaging 17.4 points to go along with 5 rebounds and 3 assists, which you got to love to see from DeAndre Hunter. He's been pretty solid on both sides of the ball, playing a lot of tough defensive matchups and doing a good job at it. He's shooting 44% from the field and only 28% from 3. That's really due to a bad couple of games, the last 2 or 3 games. His percentages were much higher less than a week ago, but it is what it is. We're where we are at right now, and I give DeAndre a C+. I think he's had a solid year so far for us. Like I said, these last couple of games kind of taint that a bit, but overall, DeAndre has been a solid player for the Cavs. Next, we have Jared Allen, who's an interesting case, honestly. I feel like he's been our most controversial player so far this season, if you could say that. He's played in 13 games, just under 26 minutes per game, 25.8. Think about that, compared to Evan and Donovan getting 34 a game. Jared Allen's averaging 15.3 points to go along with 7.6 rebounds and just under 2 assists a game. He's also picking up a steal and a block per game. Jared Allen is always going to be a pretty efficient shooter. He's shooting 58.6% from the field right now. I'd give him a C+. He's, like I said, had some good games, some really big games, especially that 30-10 versus Miami. But overall, I feel like it's been an up and down season for him, and I feel like Kenny Atkinson has lost a lot of faith in him, honestly. Next up, we have Sam Merrill. A. Sam Merrill gets an A for sure from me. He's played in 12 games so far this season, averaging 26 minutes per game, scoring just under 14 points, 13.9, to go along with 2 rebounds and 2 assists. But the stats don't tell it all for Sam Merrill, who's shooting 44% from 3 and 47% from the field. He's been one of our best players all season, and he's doing it on both ends of the floor. So I'm giving Sam Merrill an A so far this season. Next up, we have Jalen Tyson, who's playing out for the last couple of games, played in 11 games so far this season, averaging 11 points and 4 rebounds. Tyson gets a solid B. Yeah, I was going to say B+, but B for me so far this season. He's been really good for the Cavs. I mean, simple as that. I'm very excited to see how his development continues, and he's another bright spot so far this season for the Cavaliers. Next, Lonzo Ball, who's played in 12 games, which is a very encouraging sign. Playing 23 minutes per game, averaging 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists to go along with a steal as well. I've liked what I've seen from Lonzo. I like his aggressiveness. His defense is super underrated for this team. I give him a C+ as well. I think he's been a solid contributor. He still has a few levels higher I think his game can get to, and I think it will. But so far, he's been pretty good. Next up, we have Naquan Tomlin, who's getting a B for me. He's only had 4 games really to even do anything, but he's made the most of those 4 games. And if you've watched the show, we're clearly big on him. And yeah, he's a solid B so far this season. Then we got Craig Porter Jr., another B, honestly. He's been really good. He's contributed in a lot of games and had the game of his career last week in Miami. One of our better bench pieces so far. Craig Porter Jr., definitely a B. Then we have our worst grade. Well, before we get to that, let's get Dean Wade out the way. We'll give Dean Wade a C. He's been solid. Outside of the box score, he has had some big gains for us. And I don't know, I think I'm bitter because he kind of sold me on a bet a couple of days ago, but he's been good for us. So Dean Wade, solid C. And last but not least, our worst grade so far, our worst grade period for players so far this season, that's Larry Nance Jr., who unfortunately has to get a D-. Just hasn't given us really anything. And we're going to talk a little bit about that right now in the second segment. Nance, who is 32 going on 33 on January 1st. He just hasn't been it so far in the appearances he has had with the Cavs. He's played in 12 games. The most recent game against the Bucks, he was actually a coach's decision inactive. He did not play. I mean, he did suit up, so he wasn't inactive, but he didn't play any minutes in the game. And that's a bad sign, obviously, if he's not injured when Thomas Bryant and Naquan Tomlin are getting real minutes ahead of him. But, I mean, he's averaging 3.7 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. And less, I mean, way, way less than a steal and a block a game. It's like 0.2 or 0.3 steals and blocks per game. He's shooting just 34% from the field, 29% from three-point land. So, there's no other way to dress it up. It's been a disastrous start for Larry Nance. He's had some good moments, on defense mostly, but, yeah, overall, he's not been very good for the Cavs. I do think there is still something there where he can become a valuable piece for the Cavs down the road. I don't think his second run with the Cavs story has been fully written yet. So I'm hesitant to say like he's he's done. He's not going to contribute. It's not what we thought we were getting. There's still a chance that could be the case. I mean, last year he was injured and didn't play in a ton of games, but over the past 3 years, he's been a consistently solid player, as he's been most of his career. He's shot 56% from the field and 40% from three over the past 3 seasons. So I don't think he's like totally just lost it all, but he's definitely struggling to find his way offensively, even though he's getting a lot of good looks. I do think Coach Atkinson will go back to him, and I think he'll have some more chances, especially we know injuries, stuff like that will happen. So I'm not off the Nance train all the way yet, but for now, Tomlin definitely should be getting a chunk of those backup big man minutes. But yeah, it's a long season, so let's not fully write off Larry Nance Jr. just yet. Now, something I want to start doing once in a while is just talking about some bets for the upcoming game that the Cavs have whenever we're recording our videos. This one is going to be the Cavs versus Houston Rockets game in Cleveland, which will be played today, the day of this video airing. And I have a few bets I think you should keep your eye on if that's something you do. First of all, Donovan Mitchell over 26.5 points. I think the Rockets will keep it close, if not lead a decent amount of the game. So I do think Donovan Mitchell will have to be aggressive, and I'm not worried about a blowout situation, shortening his minutes and shortening the upside of his points scored. So I really like that. Sengun from the Rockets, I like him over 37.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I mean, he just does it all for the Rockets, and he can score in spurts. And it's just been a reliable, solid bet for a while with him through FIBA and the last couple NBA seasons. And it's one of my go-tos that I will be going to for this game. I also like DeAndre Hunter over 4.5 rebounds. Kevin Durant isn't a big rebounder anymore at his age and where he's at in his career. He can still rebound, but he's not going to be going hard, crashing the boards on every play. And I think DeAndre Hunter will be able to pick up an offensive rebound or two to help get this over the hump. But he's been rebounding well overall this season, and I do think that he will get past that number. Then finally, we have Lonzo Ball over 7.5 total points and rebounds. Lonzo Ball, whenever he does play, he's which is almost every game this season, he's been getting good burn and good opportunity. And whether or not his shot is falling, he's going to rebound the basketball. He's going to facilitate and pick up assists. And he's consistently went over this line, seems like every time I've paid attention or bet it this season. And I do think it'll be same in what should be a back and forth game against the Rockets. And then a bonus one I want to throw out is the Cavs to win the Central Division. The Pistons getting out to the 10-2 start and playing so well early on has given the Cavs very good odds and a very good number to get them to win the division. And I do think once the Pistons start getting into the tougher parts of their schedule and the Cavs continue to click and get used to playing with new groups and then integrate Garland and Strus back, do think they will still win the division. So that's another one to look at if you're looking for a futures bet. Now, to wrap up today's show, we're going to touch on a little bit of what's going on around the association. It always has to do with the Cavs if it has to do with the NBA. First bit of news we're going to drop on you today is LeBron James is making his season debut, actually as we record this video, with the Utah Jazz taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. So far, LeBron has went scoreless in the first quarter, and the first quarter is coming to end with the Jazz actually leading by 7. But yeah, LeBron making his debut. I don't know. It's not something that interests me too much, but of course, anything LeBron is big NBA news, and there's obviously Cleveland ties. So hopefully he can stay healthy. I don't really care what the Lakers do. We won't be seeing them in the championship, so we don't have to worry about them. But yeah, good to see the Cleveland slash Akron boy back. And then we have just a quick injury update with Victor Wembanyama and Ja Morant being some of the latest stars that are now going to be sidelined at least a few weeks with injuries. Both of them having groin injuries, and they joined Trae Young, Bankera. There's been a lot of guys missing time recently, and Golden State Warriors coach Steve Kerr touched on that, saying the pace that the NBA is kind of pushing on these players and how the game is being played nowadays is putting too much on these guys, and that has a lot to do with the injuries. And he's worried what the future is going to look like if it just continues to go up as far as pace and just level of play and amounts of time guys spend on the court playing at a high level, especially now that guys are really getting fined for sitting out games, which is another piece of news. Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley caused the Cavs to get fined $100K for them sitting at, well, it wasn't their fault, but they sat out a game for rest, and the NBA fined the Cavs for that. So that kind of ties into what Kerr was saying. It's tough out there playing every night in different cities, 35, 40 minutes a game, especially when the average score in a game nowadays is 128 to 115 or just crazy numbers like that. I don't know. I think these guys are professional athletes and can handle it, but it is something Steve Kerr said. And last thing I want to touch on is the Sacramento Kings sound like they may be having a fire sale here soon. And if that does happen, is there anyone we should pick out of that fire sale? Of course, Sabonis is going to be the name that always comes up. What do you guys think? Would you like Sabonis on the squad? Obviously, I think Jared Allen would have to be a part of any package that obtained Sabonis for us. Would you be willing to do that? I think it would be obviously a great fit offensively. His passing would play beautifully with the guys we would put around him. But defensively, is Evan Mobley good enough to make up for some of Sabonis' shortcomings? I don't know. You guys let me know. It's an interesting idea, and I think it could be a realistic possibility. There was some rumors the Cavs have already sniffed around about that and about some other pieces from Sacramento, maybe Keegan Murray or something like that. But yeah, what do you guys think about Sabonis? Should the Cavs make a pitch if he does come available? Let me know that, and let me know that you'll be back tomorrow watching again as I come with another banger once the Cavs beat the Houston Rockets. Till then, I'm going to get out of here for today. Appreciate you guys being with me as always. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.